every day on, and I feel so much better. Not sick to my stomach and not sick anymore, because truth is freedom, or is it? We actually have a few people who are locked up for freedom. Speaking truth, you got to be careful what we say, which is crazy because we're in America. We're going to talk actually Andrew Tate, because there was a young kid. I was in the same situation with my executive assistant, and we're interviewing him. He did copy that you're going to see for an email. If you're on an email list, he did copy for us. Andrew Tate saved his life. He told the story to us, which is just insane. You hate or love it. We'll talk Colombia. Am I going to find a wife in Colombia? Every past ex-girlfriend or girls who like me are like, you're gonna get a wife in Colombia. You're all wifed up. And even my brother Josh said, man, I want you to get the best, most supportive girl for you. The other day when I was a little heartbroken, and I'm on the phone with this Chisenia, and she goes, but Colombian girls, I have it on here. She goes, they're so nice, and they just want to take care of you, and they want everything, and then they want their lifestyle. I'm like, well, isn't that what all women want? Like, then after I thought it through, like, they're nice. She's like, yeah, but they talk shit. And she got almost like sick and what trying to talk about. But anyway, I'll be in Colombia Tuesday. We're flying out there to do a consulting gig there. We just got off Building with a Billionaire. We'll document that. Ron K, good guy, first guy who legitimately requested to get my phone number to ask me advice for $10,000. I'm going to brag that on. And now I can't wait to blow him up and have him speak at our Changing Lives events and our masterminds. We will do in a mastermind in Cancun. But thank you, Josh. Besides Grant and I'm 10X, besides Tony Robbins, besides John, someone who's speaking the most sense to me. That's why we call it the Growth Show. It's Josh Lewis many different times. Save me on stuff, help me do it. So I just wanted to give you all the credit. How you doing? Looks like you got some sun. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. It does look like I got some sun. It's just a filter. And I think it's the lighting. Maybe actually.
I was forced to get some sun. By the way, do you take free days or no?
What do you mean free days?
Like a day where you don't work at all?
Today was supposed to be one, but I did work. It's not work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you love it, it's not work, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I did. The wife and my son are like reasons for me to not be engaged into work, but it's still, I love what I do. So it's like, why, if I can pay attention to it, but not take attention away from my family, then that's all good.
Yeah. When you say the wife and the son, I try and say it like, would I get freaked out? I think I would get freaked out if I said that right now. And although I'm 37, right?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the pressure, man, you know?
Good. You shouldn't.
But by any time when I posted one of the ladies that I posted on my story, and I post ladies and men on my story on Instagram, follow me, JeffTheEntrepreneur on Instagram. Everybody's like, that girl looks great for you. They always want to like force me into it. But at the same point, I don't know how much I'm going to talk about it on here on live, although you will see more of that. But let's talk UFC. You watched the UFC fights last night?
I did. Did you watch them at all?
No, I'm in the middle of Building with the Billionaire, Ron K. Never give up Ron K, dude. That guy literally has been through things that you don't even know that anybody would give up, and he's the most resilient guy ever. And he's just like, I'm going to do it. Just surgeries, them trying to take his family away from him, just stuff. I don't want to put too much out there that he doesn't want out, but the guy is resilient. Like, and dude, he flew private. This is all cool stuff. He was showing me. I showed you a video. He was at the Conor McGregor Khabib fight, like ringside, and he's like, "Dude, I've been at some epic sites." He was at Mayweather Pacquiao, right?
Wow!
He up in the hangar where his jet was. So anyway, if there's anybody who's really changed my life just by helping honor their brand, it's Ron Kilgaren. Really awesome guy. Works with Caesar and George. Works with me. And dude, do you know Mark Ruffalo? That guy, Mark Ruffalo, the coaches guy.
Yeah.
He and I don't want to talk bad about him, but he priced him out between me and chose me over him. Let's just put it that way. So.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's really cool.
Big win over here. He said also is because I care, you know, and I do, man. We missed the UFC fight where me and him are working the whole way through because he's a workaholic like me, which I love, and we're kind of getting on that Caesar and George. He's always hitting them up for work. And I knew this by bringing him on as a client. I even knew when he wanted my number for 10K, he'd be the type of guy who would hit me up all the time. And where I was at the time, I couldn't support it. Now I can. Now I have the life, like that's my life, you know? Like Gary,
Right.
I just study social media networks and everything. But dude, don't I look a lot better and sound a lot better and stronger now?
You do. So for the audience that doesn't know, Jeff and I were talking the past few days, and more of stuff for myself and for Jeff as well. Just a little bit of resetting where we are mentally, and how to just become more disciplined and more focused. One thing, I mean, we can go into UFC.
Share that.
But
The
also,
10 things. We should share the 10 things at the end here.
okay, yeah, we can absolutely. So just to recap, UFC. Leon Edwards won against Usman. So remember, you and I, we were in Atlanta and we got the UFC fight, but we got it on my iPad. Do you remember this?
Yeah, that was a good memory, man.
It was, but you and I both fell asleep.
Yeah.
So we got the UFC fight. It was on the iPad, and you and I both fell asleep. And I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I never saw the Leon Edwards head kick knockout. That's how he won. It was all the way down to the final round. Usman was beating him up, and Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier, John Anik were like, man, he put on a hell of a battle, but Usman's just going to get his hand raised. And then boom, he hits the head kick and knocks out Usman, right? And it was just like with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, and Usman never lost by then. Usman was like unbeatable.
Right, exactly. So they did the trilogy because they fought 8 years ago. Usman and Edwards fought 8 years ago. And then they fought whatever it was last year.
Who won 8 years ago?
Yeah, they fought. Usman did. Usman won. He won the first one. And the second one, he looked like he was going to win, but Leon Edwards won. And then the third one last night, Leon Edwards just dominated. There's Teddy Atlas. You know who Teddy?
Yeah, of course. The boxing. I'm a boxer.
Yeah, so he tweeted last night and he said, when you become a champion, your confidence goes up 30% the night after you win, right? And everybody was kind of talking about that, and they're like, yeah, you know what? And they asked Dana about that. They think that's true. And he's like, from what I've seen, yeah, that seems to be true. It's like you walk in with a different aura. And Leon Edwards definitely did. He dominated Usman. Just Usman didn't seem comfortable. He seemed like he was afraid to get knocked out, which was very interesting because Usman was extremely dominant for all those years. And he seemed hesitant. Leon Edwards wasn't perfect, but it went the whole 5 rounds. He got his hand raised. The fight before that was Justin Gaethje. You remember Justin Gaethje?
Of course, yeah, dude, I know who won the fights because Ron is like, let's go watch the fights. And you said UFC. I was trying. It was the longest call I've ever done, but over deliver, right? And I said UFC is starting, so it's like 4 o'clock because it started at 4 because it was in London, you know?
Right. Yes, it was. So, dude, it was cool because the fights were over by like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
We're getting out at 9. We're done at the call at 9, and he's going to watch UFC. I'm going to watch UFC. And Leon Edwards, Leon Edwards won. He goes, Justin Gaethje, this is what he's doing, right? He's this guy who goes all the fights, you know?
So Justin Gaethje won, and he won in he beat this dude up, Rafael Fiziev or something. I forget his last name. But Justin Gaethje was like, you know what, man? I'm going to do one more shot at the title, and that's it. I'm done. Which is kind of like sad to see because Justin Gaethje is a great fighter. But he was he had to go up against Poirier. He had to go up against Khabib. He had to go up against all the top guys in the lightweight division. So very fun. It was definitely worth the money. You know, it was all really good fights. There was another one too. Oh, Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori has always been a guy. He reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever seen him before. He's fought Israel.
You guys.
He fought Israel Adesanya twice, and he reminds me of a guy like we used to play football with. He was a good athlete, but
doesn't that look much nicer now? Doesn't that look good?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, he won, and he seems to be humbled, which is a good thing because this guy. So like scroll down a little bit.
Was there any chance that Justin Gaethje wasn't going to win or no?
No. Well, the first round, it was like the third round, he just did the uppercuts he landed on this guy. Like, you'll see it. But that guy, Marvin Vettori. So he was really good in middleweight, and he fought Israel Adesanya twice, and Adesanya just like dominated him. But Marvin Vettori, seemed like that guy who was like, no matter what, like his IQ and fight IQ was never all that great. And he was always just like, he was just arrogant. But last night he seemed like he got knocked down a few pegs. Because he was always doing like title fights. He was kind of like, all right, yeah, I gotta be serious about this. So it's good to see. Good bunch of fights. UFC always doing well. And it seems like that Leon Edwards is going to be fighting Colby Covington. So that's what's probably going to be next.
Right.
This looks great.
Not bad. We're getting there. We got to get the testimonies on there. It's the book. So slowly but surely, man. We're doing it. But like those are like the top of funnel. I got to work on the back of funnel stuff, you know? But
right.
Yeah, but so dude, UFC, I'm kind of mad that I didn't get to watch any of it, dude. It's beautiful.
No, but that's
I'm in North Miami. We haven't done a show when I was in North Miami, did I?
I don't think so, no.
Dude, I like North Miami. Inside there, it's a sales showcase, and they're showing off units that they're selling to all these bougie people who have it. Dude, I love being in Miami. There's just awesome people around. I just got the guy's number, the real estate agent. He knows Grant Cardone. Like, well, he actually you can tell his name's Roman Dominguez. We got his phone number. We're gonna hit him up and put him through the funnel, man. Might buy a unit from him.
I want to talk about Colombia for a little bit. I talked to
good, because
one of our mutual.
It's like a movie. I don't know what to expect, but I'm hearing all these rumbles.
So I talked to one of our mutual friends last night. He called you. No, not Shimmick.
Dan, he did call me. I was on the call. Yes.
So Dan just talked pretty much about you and like what's going on with you. And then Dan was saying,
dude, that's like everybody in the world right now. And I don't mean that. And I haven't even pushed the content yet. It's good. Dude, Omnipresent is happening this year for me or anybody who works with me.
So Dan was bringing up a good point and saying, Jeff talks a huge game and he's going to a place that could be potentially unsafe. He's like, I could potentially see Jeff just talking like this huge game and everybody thinks Jeff's a billionaire and they're going to kidnap you and take you for ransom for money. Right. So
I got the Lord, man.
I know.
I'm strong, dude. I'm confident. I'm in a good spot right now,
I listen. Well, I know you are, but well, and also here's another thing is, it was cool. We were having a good conversation with Dan. I was having a good conversation with Dan because Dan was saying, I understand, Josh, because I said this to him last time. He said, your idea of success and maybe Shimmick's idea of success is completely different than mine. I said, yeah, I'm glad you realized that. It's always going to be completely different, but neither of us are right. It's just the way we want to live our lives, right? But having said that, Dan did bring up some good things that I think that are worth talking about. Now, we always know Dan. Dan's always like, everybody says I'm negative. I'm realistic, right?
It reminds me of Gary Vee so much, dude. Did you watch the last Gary Vee video I sent?
I haven't. You send me so much stuff.
Because I'm practical. That's like the same stuff,
Right, exactly. So, but he did bring up a good point. Colombia could be a little bit dangerous, or it's maybe not dangerous. I don't know. So let's do some.
By the way,
digging.
Dad's
let's
like
find
not
out.
worried about it. By the way, Dad's like, okay, like, but I don't know.
So I just Googled tips to stay safe in Colombia.
Want me to Google it?
You can.
I probably should, dude. I'm the one going, right?
I think it's not a bad idea. Here's the thing. I don't think you should focus on it because if you focus on the bad things, you're just going to attract it. But I think it's just good to be aware to have in the back of your.
Giustinia's coming to Colombia. A shocker. Is this the same thing we're looking at?
Yeah, to protect yourself from violent crime. Avoid traveling at night. If possible, fly into Colombia during the day. Keep vehicle doors locked, windows up, and valuables out of sight, even while moving. stay in reputable accommodation with good security, try not to travel by road in rural areas, fly instead. And then another thing was how do I not get mugged in Colombia?
So Arturo, Mr. Arturo is Mr. Flash, more Flash than me. Okay, can we not say that? He's been to
Oh,
Colombia.
of course he is. Yeah.
Dude, he's actually selling the Rolex, the diamond-studded Rolex, because he doesn't want to get him mugged off his arm. So we're doing everything very, very safe, you know?
Yes.
Walk fast with a sense of purpose. Avoid wearing headphones. Never put anything valuable in pockets. Keep your bag or purse where you can see it. Don't wear flashy jewelry. Don't trust strangers. ATMs can be dangerous. Keep your eyes on your credit cards.
I mean, all this stuff is common sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, this could work for anywhere. So, dude, what's his name is
So I guess terrorist groups are active in some parts of Colombia.
terrorism. All right, so terrorist attacks remain a significant threat, even though security has improved. Cool. Attacks could occur anywhere at any time in Colombia. Possible targets include, but not limited, government, military, police sites, or personnel, airports, punctuation, nightclubs, hotels, restaurants, shopping malls, corporate facilities. The most known terror groups, distinctive former revolution, armed forces of Colombia, that mainly target Colombian government and economic structure, sometimes target foreign companies, employees, use terrorist style attacks into a small scale. The FARC handed in their weapons on 27th peace agreement with the government. However, dissident groups continue to operate. Temporary ceasefire between government of Colombia and the ALN January 2019 resumed attacks. The ALN
so one thing we did say, he said that, you know, if
how did Dan know I was going to Colombia? How did he find that out?
you mentioned it to him the last time we were at.
Yeah, dude, it's been in the plan for a while. I'm going for like
the last time we were at his house. So one thing Dan said, he said, you know, there's kidnappings, and I'm looking at here, and it says the number of kidnappings is down hugely from its peak in 2000, but it's still a threat you need to be aware of. So it sounds like the kidnappings is down a lot. But Dan was bringing that up, and Dan said, you know, if Jeff, he said, you know, I don't even know why you're worried, because Jeff did get kidnapped. He'd probably talk him to death. And they'd be like, all right, let's let this guy go.
Yeah.
But
I like that Dan's worried about me.
I mean, I like Dan would probably not say he is worried. He'd probably just be, you know how Dan is. He'll just talk about something. Here's the weird thing is Dan
admit, dude, Dan's seen a lot more by being a cop. He's seen so much more worse stuff.
Oh, 100%. So he's way more aware of stuff. And he sees the darker side of people that we don't see every single day. You know what I mean?
The only reason I'm going to Colombia, so here's the reason why. It's less money, probably because it's dangerous, okay? You get a maid, you get a cleaner, okay, to do everything. And the living conditions are like fabulous there. It's a big tourist thing. I know we're looking at the plus side of it.
If you stay in the tourist areas, I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah, dude. Also, Josh, when I was in Midtown Miami, now it was nice in Midtown Miami where I was, right? But there was, if you went a block 4 to Wynwood, Miami could get sketchy, okay? Trust me, I walked in some sketchy parts, okay?
Right,
so,
yes.
Everybody said the same thing about when I went to Miami. Oh, there's dangerous parts of Miami. But I was only in the penthouse for the longest time with all that black mold, and I felt fine, personally, partly because where I stayed before. But dude, I was fine, and I stayed inside. Like, I'm not planning on going to clubs. I'm not planning on going out and seeking out women. Like, everybody acts like they're all gonna flock to me. Like, they're already flocking to me. I'm gonna come here and get away from the women.
So what do you hope to accomplish when you're in Colombia?
Yeah, exactly this. Have multiple, the brand influencer course will be out thanks to you and guidance and getting me clear. this Thursday, 8 o'clock. We're in a webinar, and we're gonna say, if you ever want to be a paid influencer or build your brand, the course will be ready this Thursday, 8 o'clock. You have my word. I'm speaking now. I didn't realize I had so much stuff in it. I just got to figure out how to link it up so it can sell from the webinar. That's the pain part that I was avoiding. That's the part I probably should use Tate Media before I did it, and I didn't use it. But you know what? It's good I know this as I bring Ron K on and he uses everything,
No, that's good. So your top goals are to sell
And
the
then
course.
get all my KPIs and numbers like totally down. So Donna, my books girl, my controller, she's not freaking out anymore because my expenses are high. She's actually for me going to Colombia. She's like, oh, that'll boost your business. Like, dude, although yes, the unsafe thing is there, and yes, there's the threat of I might marry a Colombian girl, which I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, I will not marry a Colombian girl right there. Okay, 100%. I haven't gotten this far. I've gotten 37 years. No, one Colombian girl's not going to take me. Okay, so
Jinxed it. That's the jinx right there.
every woman saying like, "Oh no, you're a gringo. You got money. You got blue eyes. Oh, they're gonna flock to you, dude. They're already
Well,
flocking.
I mean, yeah, I know. All right, so you're getting your KPIs in order. You're gonna make sure that.
And all my courses out. And then, dude, we're going to host a mastermind down in Colombia. We're going to invite everybody to the safest part of Colombia once we've vetted it out.
There you go.
And we're gonna rent out a place, and we're gonna do our second mastermind. It's gonna be the laptop lifestyle, which is what we have right now in Colombia. So,
Awesome. I love
second
it.
mastermind. So that's all what I'm gonna accomplish when I'm there. Get footage. I was gonna set up a studio there, but I don't because it's not safe. I don't want to get a whole bunch and buy all cameras. So I'm just gonna bank the money, come back, and then get a really nice place in Miami, whether it's a really, really nice penthouse. Not my penthouse is nice, but there's nicer ones that'll actually accommodate a studio, or get a house and build in a studio and then do the Kokomo J studio, invite Patrick and David, invite Adam Weitzman, so that's the end goal for this year. That's happening. It's on my reality board. That's happening, So just go in there, keep consulting, help it out. And dude, I can't wait. And this is like, it'll kind of be like a getaway to get clear more than anything. Like, no offense to Miami, there's events all over the place, like entrepreneur events that are distracting just like that. Like, I'm out, let me go get more clients. Colombia, hopefully there's not too much. Yeah, there's clubs and all that, but dude, I'm not a clubs guy. Like, there's clubs in Miami. I didn't go to them. I went to one. I went to 11 once. And guess what? I had a Colombian girl I fell for.
All right. So I think that's pretty much the gist of talking about Colombia. I'm excited for you as long as you're staying safe and you're doing you're just focused on the things that you need to get done. I agree. I actually think it will be good for you. I think your distractions are going to be less and you'll be able to focus in on what you're really good at and be
Sorry. Yeah, no, I understand. And dude, actually, with everything that we're going to do, and we're going to tease it, but the 10 laws that you did from the Laws of Power. Sorry, Robert Greene. What's that book?
So he has a book, which I'm in the middle of reading, called The 48 Laws of Power. That's not the book we're talking about. We're talking about mastering.
Yeah, I want to read that book, actually. I'll still do the 10 things, but I still want to read it.
Yeah, the book is really good. It's very long. It's very anecdotal, meaning like it tells stories in order to build like a point off of it, which is good because you remember it and they're good examples, except it's extremely long. Like to the point where like I was like,
dude, can you imagine by the way I talk, how my book Getting Rich in Recession, which is like my honorary 10X rule, telling the whole story to the TV show, because it's all stories with points. Mine's very anecdotal, my whole book,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
I'm writing
good.
a chapter in here called Don't Lie to Me.
And where?
Right from North Miami. I wrote it here. I wrote chapter 11 for the book about this whole thing that happened with the girl that I still love her, but I fell for a little bit, or it got me a little sidetracked a little bit.
So there's a good law that I'm working on, and I really like.
Dude, who knows who's in my future, man? Keep it all open.
Yes. So this is a law from the Laws of Power, which is a really good law, and I want to pay more attention to it. It's law number 4: always say less than necessary. And this is a law of power, meaning you will be perceived more powerful if you say less than what is necessary. So, for example, people will start to assume that you're smarter if you say less, because you're not opening doors to where you could potentially look like an idiot if you keep talking and talking and talking. So being concise with your statements and making sure that, even I'm thinking about what I'm saying right now, that I get to my point and I end my point. So the one thing that I've learned, especially like in negotiation and in business, if somebody asks a question, just be short with the answer. Does that mean if this happens, then this will happen? That's exactly what it means. Or yes, right? And then just, that's it. That's the answer. So one of those things that I'm striving to work on even today is always say less than necessary. And it's kind of hard sometimes, because sometimes, like, you know, you and I are natural storytellers. We like to tell a story and then drive our point home.
Yeah, but no, I think that's probably a good time for me to stop doing that, because I'm such a marketer and marketing and storytelling. So I look for every opportunity to market, promote, say something, right? That's just how I've always done that. Okay. But now, because I have such a constant lead force and I have to stay focused, by me telling Romel or whatever the guy's name in here, a whole story about everything, right? It's more. If I just say, I need your number, boom, I'm good. We get it that way. I can have a video tell a story and save time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Patrick and David does a good job. He talks a lot, but he always talks tight on to a point and very
he does. And when he starts to tell a story, he'll get to the point where he'll be like, I'm coming to my point. I'm coming to my point. He'll say that because he knows, like, he realizes it, but he does it. He tells stories very, very well. He puts you automatically in the story and you're thinking about it. Which is a very
Ed Milet does that too, you know?
Very effective communicators know the power of telling stories, because when you tell a story to someone, you put them in a trance. When you put them in and it's like a natural trance. If I start to talk about, I learned this from Tony Robbins, if I start talking about going to visit the home that I used to live in Wallingford, and I was going in there and seeing it empty, and if I'm talking about it, the person who I'm speaking to is automatically thinking about their home that they went to, right? It's just, you automatically put a picture in someone's head. So it's very, very, very beneficial. So with all that said, you think Trump's getting arrested on Tuesday?
Dude, and that's what I want to talk about Tate too. Yeah, he already admitted he's getting arrested, and they already admitted. Did you see he said it? Like, dude, he put out, which this is the one thing I have a problem with Trump. He put out at the end, protest.
I know.
So, and here's the thing, dude, and I want to be almost, because this is streaming on live on YouTube, but I don't know, I want to be careful. Okay, listen, he talked about, did you see the speech where he talked about the deep state, going after the deep state?
Was that at CPAC?
At CPAC, you saw that clip?
I saw some of it. Bill Maher had it and said, like, it was kind of making fun of it.
I thought it was actually a pretty good moment for him, you know?
Well, I agree. The thing is liberals like Bill Maher tend to be like, this guy's talking nuts about Trump.
Claims, so Trump's claiming he's going to be arrested. Like, dude, he's getting arrested. Why now? Wait for Tuesday. It's like Tuesday the day they drop everything. Like,
I don't know. So
Trump again attacks Leah Thompson, slams transgender rights. Our country does not have long to live or even survive. This continues. I agree with a lot of that. I think by 2030, if we don't change what's going on, we are going to be a socialist communist country. I've said that many times. I will still say that. I had Jasenia even agreeing with me just recently. So
apparently, and this is according to Reuters, what this is all about is about the Manhattan District Attorney, whose office was investigating an $130,000 hush payment from Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, made to porn actress Stormy Daniels, declined to comment. So the insane thing, and listen, to me, this is what I think is crazy. The fact that they're going after him because he paid somebody $130,000. Like, I don't get it. I get it. It's like hush money, but like, what is, and forgive my ignorance, but like, we have people who are doing the craziest amount of things every single day. What's the reasoning we're going after him? I mean, I know the reasoning we're going after him is obviously the media hates Trump and they want to get him arrested. Like, if you're not, like, if you cannot see this with the fact that the media is so biased against how much they dislike Trump and the powers that be are, and that this is just, they're just coming out to just try and get rid of him, like, then you can't see reality. I mean, that's obvious what's going on.
Do a grand
With
tweet.
that,
Where is it? You want?
It's rest Tuesday is guaranteed the GOP nomination. Yeah, Elon Musk said the same thing. His chance of becoming 47th president of the U.S. are almost guaranteed. His popularity amongst Americans will reach epic levels for all of time. That sounds like something that Donald Trump would say.
Yeah, I know. Well, Trump and Grant are kind of very similar in ways, dude. But I don't know. I don't think Grant's wrong here, because what you're doing, what you did with Andrew Tate, you're making him out to be a martyr.
Right, which is why I'm saying, like,
I didn't watch any of this. I want to watch it.
All about accountability. He needs to be held accountable for his dirty deeds.
You know, I'm totally off script. The Green New.
This is what I like about Trump. This is what I like about it, that he's off script. Here we talk about saying less is more.
I'm totally off script.
You know, I'm totally off script right now. You know, like he did. This is a slam piece on him.
The Green New Deal, right? Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. Russia, please, if you can, get us Hillary Clinton's emails. Please, Russia, please. He asked Russia to go get the emails. We're going to look into his finance. I said, where did that come from? He always talked about Russia. The attorney general says, I'm going to recuse myself. And I said, why the hell didn't he tell me that before I put him in? Russia, 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 Russia. My wife said, you never spoke to anybody from Russia, darling. I said, that's right. President Trump is waiting for the Mueller report. He's bad. He's a bad guy. But you know what I like about this? Number one, I'm in love, and you're in love. We're all in love together. We've done something that nobody's ever done. Don, how you doing? Hey, Donnie. I love you, Donnie. For 35 years, now they call Mr. President, sir. How are you? Range to Hawaii. How do you get to Europe? We haven't figured that one out yet. We don't use airplanes anymore. Is doing well, except, of course, for the Never Trumpers. But they are on mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You don't get rich by sitting behind a desk, so I didn't want to do that. And I'm in the White House, and I was lonely. I said, let's go to Iraq. Okay, General Raising Cane, how fast can... Sir, we can have it totally finished in 1 week. I said, 1 week? And yet I see senators that are there for 20 years. White hair. See, I don't have white hair. Yes, I agree with this. This speech should have been delivered 1 year from now, not now, damn it. Because they're going to grip together. They're going to say, you know, this guy's really laying for us. I should have saved the Pocahontas thing for another year. Instead, we believe in free speech, including online and including on campus. Today, I'm proud to announce that I will be very soon signing an executive order requiring colleges and universities to support free speech if they want federal research. Who does this? Other countries say, get the hell out of here. They will execute the baby after birth. Donald Trump should not, under any circumstance, they're trying to take you out with bullshit, okay? With bullshit.
Have you seen Dave Chappelle's Saturday Night Live thing where he said, it was recently when he was on, he said, like about how Trump won. Did you see that?
No, I saw the one where he said that Trump said to Hillary, it's your donors. That one, or is it newer since then?
Yeah, it's that same one.
Yeah.
He said he was the first guy who came out of the house and said to all the common people, we're doing exactly what you think we're doing, we are doing all of that exactly in there. And then he went back inside the house. And that's the thing. That's why people resonated with Trump, because he came out and said, yeah, it's all evil, dude. That exactly what you think is happening is exactly what's happening.
Dude, here's the thing.
So,
and I kid you not, I've always wanted to be president of the United States. Always, when I was young. I kind of got away. I wanted to be in politics back before, right? Now
I remember
business. Trump has proven to me that you can be a businessman and a politician by basically being a really good marketer and having a very clear message. That's what it was, right? Am I wrong?
Right.
Are you frozen?
No, I'm here. I'm listening.
So,
I'm
I don't know
data for Trump being arrested.
I don't have a wife. I don't have anything like that. But I would like to give it a shot. I would 100%. And I know it means giving up the business and everything we're doing now, but eventually, and probably not this year because it's too late. It's I'm thinking 2028, unless the only caveat, and I'm doing this as an actual caveat, that I meet a beautiful Miami girl, and I stay married in Miami, and she's like, Jeff, I don't want to be president. Like when I was whatever, me and Jasenia were talking, and she said she didn't want to be president. I thought, well, for her, for a family, I don't want to drag her through all that. You know what I mean? Because I was liking her. You know what I mean? Same thing with here. You know, so there is a part of me, our common missions. You know.
So do you think he's getting arrested or not?
Oh, dude, dude, he already said it. So they're already going to get him bailed out. So this is how it's going to go. They're going to arrest him. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear how it's going to go.
So they're going to arrest. And by the way, this is prediction. This is in fact. You know, this is like predicting the fight. Okay, kind of. So this is not good. I don't want to silent. So they're going to arrest him. He's going to send out some messages. There's going to be a bunch of protests. Okay, all coming out. They're going to arrest innocent people protesting. The same people they didn't arrest with Black Lives Matter rallies and all that, they're going to innocent thing. And they're going to arrest innocent people. Like I said this to Dad. I was like, Dad, I even, because of America, because of the right we have to protest, is being taken away from us because I'm scared to go protest. If I wanted to, I think I'm too smart to sit there and hold a sign. Like, I'm sorry. Like, let me go run for office and get people to hold a sign for me. You know what I mean? Like Trump. Like Trump has people holding a sign for him because he, whether or not hate or like him, he has hit a vibration level and done a lot of things because he didn't sit behind a desk to get to the level he's at. So he became president. I actually personally believe he became president twice. I believe they scammed the whole election the second time. And that now will be taken down because you can't say that. But dude, there's a history of election fraud all these years. I was on Twitter Spaces with Maze. Dude, how can you vote American Idol from your phone, but we're filling out ballots so that it can, like, it's like, wake up.
So this is the thing, the psychological aspect of how this was handled with two things. With number one, the vaccines, and number two, the election, is the exact opposite way to gain confidence in people. So, for instance, when the vaccine came out, they said it is extremely safe and effective. If anybody says anything else, they're an anti-vaxxer, they're whatever, they're a conspiracy theorist. It is extremely safe and effective. It's so safe, it's so effective. To the point where you kind of went, okay, like I get it, but like, why are you shoving it down my throat so much? It was too much. It came out safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. It's safe and effective, you know. You don't allow anybody else. So it's safe and effective. And anybody else says that, you got to cancel them. Like, wait, well, why are we canceling people? Why are we going so heavy on this? So it made critical thinkers, people who are not easily influenced by whatever the media tells them or the government, people who take a step back and go, okay, what's logically going on here? People started to go, that seems a little off to me. Why are you pushing this message so much? Same thing happened again. And I'm not saying either side is right or wrong. I'm just observing this. Same thing happened with the election. When the election happened and Trump lost, they came out and said it was the most fairest election ever. And then you go, okay, but why is it's fair? It was the most fairest election ever. Okay, and don't ever question it, because this was the fairest, most election ever. And then you start to go, well, why are you saying that? Like, why are you like pushing it down my throat so much, to the point where anybody with a brain takes a step back and goes, are you saying that because it's like as Shakespeare says, thou doth protest too much. You're kind of pushing it down my throat, where it's the Pinocchio effect. I don't fucking believe you anymore. And I think that's what happened. Even if you were on the side of, man, I am glad Trump lost. I'm glad Biden won. And I don't think
even on Nancy, dude, even on Nancy's admitted it to me. And she's does not like Trump, you know?
I'm just saying, like, psychologically, you take a look at the tactic that's being employed, that you go, is something up? It makes you put doubt in your head. So and Trump didn't help that either by just like claiming, the insanity of saying, obviously it was rigged and everything like that. But the problem is the media and everybody, if they were smart, the way they could have combated it is saying, well, let's just look at the facts. Let's just logically look at the facts. Let's wait for all the facts to come out, and let's just logically look at them, instead of telling people it is the safest and fairest election ever.
We should just call the show, because you're the show, Josh Lewis Growth Live, like Larry King Live. It kind of rings, with co-host.
Yeah.
I actually like that. Dude, by the way, I went from such a thing of it's got to be me to now like so scared of it being me and trying to be everybody else, but I still have that. But I want to be president.
Yeah, I mean, that makes one of us. I don't know why you would want to be president.
Because I actually know I can do a better job than Biden. 100%.
Well, I agree. Yes, I agree.
Dude, I think probably 82% of America agree with that. And I like dealing with people. I like getting people to get along. And that's what you need for a president.
What would you say right now that is affecting everyday normal people? What is happening right now that's affecting normal middle-class citizens? Number one, I'm going to say like three things. Number one is inflation, right?
Yeah,
the cost of goods are so much, right? Inflation is number one. Number two, we're going to say, I'm still going to say this, even though people are like, we're kind of like, okay with it. Gas prices are still astronomically high, right? It's cost me $80 to fill up the other day. It's still crazy. Gas prices. Three, mortgage rates. People can't buy homes. So inflation, people can't buy goods. I can't buy groceries. Gas prices, I can't go anywhere. Mortgage rates, I can't buy a house. This affects every single day life for human beings. These three things. Do you just logistically look like the shit's out of control? Mortgage rates are high. Gas prices are still high. We've come to accept it. Same thing with inflation. Cost of goods are so high. And we're like not addressing any of it. When's the last time that our boy Biden, and listen, I'm calling him President Biden because he's still my president. I might disagree with 100% or 99% of everything that he says, but he's still my president. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him because if I root against him, I'm rooting against America. That's the way I logically look at it.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
But he posts on, and it's obviously
really
not
doing
him.
his own Twitter post. The guy can barely form a sentence.
We know it's not
only
him,
a puppet.
But
if there's puppets in all over Congress, right? And in all this stuff, he's the biggest puppet there is. That's why they want him in, because they can just
all those things, right, that I just talked about. Yeah. His post is this, and it's a quote. The average tax billionaires pay 3%. No billionaire should be paying a lower tax than somebody working as a school teacher or a firefighter. Okay, so that's what he posts. Then is one of those fake text messages from somebody named Lynn. Can't see it. It's from Lynn. Yeah, right there. And it says, it's way past time for billionaires to pay their share. Go get them, Joe. Right? Like, it's a fake text, but hey, that's what somebody's supposedly saying to president. Here's the thing. That has nothing to do with anything that we just talked about. Inflation, gas prices, mortgage rates, right? The things that are affecting everyday people. It's misdirection. Oh, and another thing that he posted.
Trying to divide, dude. It's in Brainwash by Tom McDonald. It's separating the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more, right?
Yes, right here.
Dude, you know that line? Oh my God, that he posted.
Ban assault weapons, right? It's
Dude, I
time
didn't
for
know that was
Congress
posted.
to
That's
ban
on his
assault
Instagram?
weapons. Like, listen, when we fix inflation, when we fix the gas prices, when the mortgage rates can come down, when people can actually start living, yeah, let's talk about this stuff. I'm not saying it's not important. Like, it is something
Well,
that is worth
I'm going to say
addressing.
this as the future president. I'll say this. Okay. We need, or should I do it like this? Right. I hate that they do that. I'm not doing that. Right.
Because this is confrontational. So they
Yeah.
turned it to do this.
I have the
It's like,
Italian talk with my hands thing, man. I have the lobster claws. I'm different. But listen, this is exactly what the problematic thing with that is. Billionaires, okay, and multimillionaires, all these people who are not getting affected by us are the ones who are giving the jobs and paying the stuff, right? That's why, like, the whole thought process is wrong. You're just using something to make it see that way. So the whole thought process from a thing is wrong. They've worked harder. No offense to all school teachers, I was a teacher, but they worked harder than teachers to get there. I had the teacher route. It's way easier, even though it's more rewarding to be a teacher than it is to build a business and become a billionaire. 100%.
So Elon tweeted underneath that whole thing about billionaires paying their fair share.
I haven't checked Elon's tweets. We haven't, like, because I've been so distracted by I guess love or whatever that is, right? And I really have, man. And it's good, man. I love feeling stuff, man. I love, because who knows what the future is, man. It sucks when you don't feel anything. I'm always very positive, man, all the time, right? Pretty much. I learned a lot about myself, though. I learned like I'm gonna take control more. I'm not gonna let a woman like speak to me in a certain way where they're taking advantage of me, and I'm not gonna just acquiesce that word and just give them everything because I love them, because I think they're great. You know, that was probably something I did. Oh, look, it's Elon Musk is followed by Sayuri. She's everywhere. Dude, I talked to Jasenia. Jasenia now goes, wait, maybe we'll practice less is more. I'll tell you later. Was it rule 4? What is it?
Always say less than necessary.
This isn't that, but she basically said, why are you still there? Get out of there. Like, what's the whole point? She didn't friend zone me either. She made that very clear. And she's coming to Colombia. So who knows, man? In my life, I don't know what my future is, but I know it was my future. Elon Musk said a latte is just really excuse for order warm milk without sounding like a baby. Dude,
Cappuccino latte are delightful.
I love this guy. Dude, it's so true, man. Cappuccino is a latte art is delightful. It is. Press. Twitter is now.
I'm just poop emoji.
If semicolon, it is a semicolon we hardly use.
So this is what I really like about what Elon's done. Listen, you guys can hate Elon. You can say whatever. The whole thing is like to hate Elon because now you think he's far right. So he does this. So President Biden.
This is awesome. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't read this, but I've been looking at this, especially because I fell in love just recently. It hits different when they're a paid actor sent to the CIA to distract you from just your life.
Dedicating your life to dismantling the government.
Dude, that's true, by the way. By the way, do you know what obstruction of justice is?
Yes.
So it's like, and for those who don't know, it's like if I was on trial and then you called me and said, hey, Jeff, I'll give you $50 to say this for you to pack you up that you're not in Colombia. I said, okay, yeah, do that. If I do that, I can get put in prison just for that. Okay. It's
correct.
An old trick that they try and do to all these people who are in situations. And dude, I'll tell you later, but they wrecked someone's family because of it. And the guy was crying about it. It's horrible, man, because they baited somebody into it, you know?
Yeah, this shit happens all the time. So Biden posts that, and then Elon says that response to 3%. Oh, keep scrolling down so you'll be able to see it. It's coming up. Just look for the Biden one, because then you'll be able to see it.
Do I have a picture of Biden? No.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know why I'm not getting his stuff. Take that.
This one was a reply, and it was yesterday.
Joe Biden's.
Yeah. This is from March 17th, so I think you might have went by it. Replies. Yeah. Just look for the picture of Biden with the quote. Now a little bit more.
It's cool that he tweets out Biden this much. I know this guy actually.
Yeah, keep going. It's almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. A little bit more. A little bit more.
I could get lost on Twitter.
All this stuff is good. Here, right here. So this is why I really like Elon, right? So he says, look, I think you should be able to be a billionaire if you can earn it, but just pay your fair share. I think you got to pay a minimum tax of 25%. It's about basic fairness. So then it's that same thing. You know, the average pay 3%, right? So now the community notes is on this. When I first saw this, they were not. So the 3% number Biden is referring to is based on a value increase of held investments, not on their income. However, these investments can also lose value, which is why they are taxed when sold and become income. Calculating that, the average tax rate for them is 25%, not 3%, right? Yeah. So go down. And Elon responds to this is that I paid 53% taxes on my Tesla stock options, 40% federal, 13% Tate. So I must be lifting the average, right? I also paid more income tax than anyone ever in the history of Earth for 2021, and we'll do that again in 2022. And then he tweeted at Community Notes, is the 3% number cited above accurate, right? Because he didn't know, right? So he's like, let's figure this out. And then he says, I certainly agree that everyone should pay tax, not engage in elaborate tax avoidance schemes. Would be curious to hear how these other billionaires are so good at avoiding taxes. We should get rid of G-rats, but maybe other things too. Listen, this is what we need in our society. If President Biden comes out and says something, or President Trump comes out says something to push their narrative, you need somebody like this pushing back so people who are critical thinkers can actually see the whole picture and realize they're not being manipulated. Because that's what's going on. Biden's posting all this stuff and people are going to go, oh my God, yeah, ban assault weapons or do this. And it's like, why are we not focused on the things? And same thing with Trump, right? Trump's posting, I'm going to go arrested. Now everybody go protest in my name, right? It's that same crazy stuff. Ray Epps is trending.
What is?
Ray Epps.
Who's Ray Epps?
Ray Epps is the Fed who said, he said, this is crazy. January 6th, Ray Epps is the guy who's like, let's go into the Capitol and charged everybody, but he was a Fed, right? He was planted there. And he literally came out and text messaged people and said, I'm responsible for the January 6th riots. But he's never been held accountable, right? Because he was working for the government. He was basically there for the government to increase the amount of chaos that happened on January 6th, right? Basically, like, remember how you saw like the Antifa guys coming over and going, hey, come here, go attack that, go attack over there. Yeah, go attack over there. Same thing, which he should be held accountable. But now we got all the MAGA people,
Capitol grounds, saying we got to go in there, and people are calling him a Fed, and nothing's happened to that guy. But the guy was clearly inciting these people to do something illegal, and they know who he is.
And they have it on tape.
Yeah, they have it on tape. It's all very wild. The fact that that is a practice, that they hire people to go and rile people up to go do illegal things. Here's the thing. The FBI was asked if they used Asian provocateurs. on January 6th, and they refused to answer. I'm sure you've seen that footage.
Yes.
Yeah. And they know about that guy, Ray Epps.
So, wow. Is this the guy?
Didn't tell people to go in the Capitol building, but Ray Epps did. Yeah.
Bad plan, going.
Listen, everybody should be held accountable for what they did. The people who went into the building, this is the video, I think, right?
We need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol.
Dude, you hear somebody go, what? Right? Like,
To go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol.
someone say, what?
I think somebody at the end of this video goes, he's a fed, don't listen to him. And they walk away.
Peacefully. Tomorrow? I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested. Well, let's not say it. We need to go, I'll say it. All right. We need to go in
The fuck up, Boomer.
to the Capitol. Face Fed posting? We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay. Speaking. We're going to the Capitol. Where our presidents are. It's that direction. Please spread the word. All right. No, Dave, but one more. Yeah, so we go up there? No? When we go in. How are we gonna get arrested? Leave this here. We don't need to get shot.
Dude, people knew. Like, people knew. By the way, it was still wrong. I go on the whole thing. The people push the gate down. They're still trespassing. It's wrong. Like, people get so mad.
I agree. I'm not saying that they
But
did
he
anything
definitely
right.
incited a riot. He's definitely like the Antifa guys, 100% in the same way. So anyway, either way, listen, let's just have a fair election. Dude, I don't know what's going on in America, man. America, dude, but I think still America's still the best country. Still right today. Still, it's still good for freedom.
I mean, I don't want to go anywhere else. Certainly don't want to go to Romania.
Looking for my place in this world, dude. Great song by Michael W. Smith, by the way.
It is.
By the way,
I gotta go.
oh, we gotta end it. Can I end it on something good?
Of course. Yeah. Something good? You mean the rest of this wasn't good?
What's up?
Nothing.
Look, this is
My AT&T stock.
my boy Grant.
T pays a dividend
Look,
every quarter. When do they? It's
Look, this is Gary V. Here, actually, let me show it to you on this. So, dude, Gary V, and I know I say this a lot, but the way I'm high energy, all this stuff, and the way Gary V speaks and stuff, and his whole business model is kind of more so my business model. Give back. I don't really want to sell, but you know what I mean? I want to acquire companies.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, you and Gary V are very similar.
Similar in that. Well, this is another part we're similar, and I said it to you. Remember? I don't want to say her name. Less is
You're
more.
always
Remember?
logged into my shit, dude.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
of Canva. It's because of Canva, dude. Here, how about you pay
No.
for ClickFunnels and I'll get Canva and we'll swap.
I was just talking about you being logged into my shit, but if you want to do that,
No, I'm just saying
can't.
because I use the Canva Pro a lot because it's
so
nice.
what you just did there is very smart, but it's a misdirection tactic, right?
I know. Sorry, I've been hanging around a girl who's doing misdirection this whole weekend, so bad influence. So you're right. What do I want to show you?
I don't know, but
What? What are you laughing at?
nothing. Never mind. It's okay.
We're marketing this right here. This video, dude, you should watch. Anybody should watch this video right now. But why I'm gonna blow up is the information he gives in this video. By the way, this is like another event in Florida that I'd want to go to.
This is your opportunity, you know,
So right here.
we have pretty strong data that confirms that.
So right, oh, I got to it right there.
Need to get interested, more,
Does your
I
Instagram
have a-
grid matter? Okay, because people get on me all the time.
You mean the way your grid looks? Is that what? I have a very passionate disagreement with that. I know that people like a certain aesthetic, especially in fashion and beauty and high-end brands. But I mean, you can go look at my Gary VEE account right now. My stuff is all over the place because it's maximized for when it's in people's feed to get interested, more so than when they land on the page if they're making a decision to do business with me. And we feel like we have pretty strong data that confirms that.
What about starting when you can choose the highlights to say the clients over to the direction?
Yeah, I mean, those.
Create content.
Yep, it's a nice little tactic, as some of you know who live in Instagram. On pages, there's that little section with the little circles across the board that says highlights, but the click-throughs on those are so small in comparison to getting your content right post by post. So it's a nice to have. It's not something I would say is not something you shouldn't be doing. But I can tell you, for example, for me, who spends 15 hours a day thinking about this every day, I haven't spent a minute thinking about highlights in the last 6 months.
All right. So that's it.
Finish it up and follow up.
So anyway, so that whole point there, I sent it and I tagged a bunch of people who said it, like, hey, look, this is the guy. And I said it to Sayuri, and she goes, well, she's like, that's 1 in a million. I said, I'm 1 in a million, you know, and you got to have that belief before you're there, you know, but
I think on a long enough timeline, data proves one thing. And this is like, let's talk about advertising from years ago compared to advertising now. The more you're seen, the more people know you. Like, that's it, man. That's the data. So like the commercial could be like, whatever. It could be like, here's the thing. People like try to figure it out. Like, how can I make a commercial that's so repetitive or so this or so that, or like where I can just air it like 20% of the time and I'll still get people to remember. The more you do it, the more people are going to remember you. It's a quantity thing. It really is. So the more people see you, the more they'll remember.
so this is the one I did here. I just did this one. This is a nice background here, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I talk about knowing people lying, Success Sunday, going with your gut as entrepreneurs. So basically, I'm going to do one every day, Success Sunday, right? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to test it. I'm just going to post this. And then, if you want to, I'm starting a content challenge. We didn't go over the 10 rules. We can go over that next time. I want to do it.
Yeah, we can.
Here in North
You
Miami.
know what I want to do an episode on one time is calling out the scammers who talk about scammers.
No, I
You know what I
totally
mean?
agree, man. I totally agree. Yeah, I'm very
Because like I'll just bullet point this. It's like it shows up in my feed sometimes, and I engage in some of the content, and that's why it's just the crab in the bucket marketplace, and that is like the people who want to tear other people down, and while they're doing it, they're like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, buy this, do that, but let me tell you how bad these other people are, but subscribe to my shit. And it's like, you're guilty of the same thing. Like, it's very hypocritical, and I don't care. Like, I honestly, like, more power to them. Like, more power to the fake scammers, who are calling out the scammers who are calling out the scammers, right? But it's not scamming. It honestly isn't. It's a business model that they're using, right? The crab in the bucket.
Yeah,
Tear down everybody. Tear down all these other gurus because they sell a book and they sell a course and they sell coaching, and tear down them. But make sure you subscribe to my channel and you leave a comment what you guys think, right? Why? Because it helps the algorithm. But help me because I'm the good guy, right? I'm the good guy. These aren't the good guys. Let's tear down the other people. And it just gives everybody like a green check mark to be like completely, to give up on all their hopes and dreams. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, if you look really quick here, so this here is me texting. So I'm going to start this, and you can, anybody in here can follow along. I'll do like a little challenge group for it too as well. We'll take a little deposit or charge on it, but this is Ron. So schedule is this: Success Sunday, tip to be successful. Money Monday, post a tip or rule or 3 things people should know about money. Testimonial Tuesday, share a testimonial a caption from somebody else in your company or new group that said something about your product. Weekly Trend Wednesday, post talk about ChatGPT, how great it is, market SPV, collapse. Oh, we didn't even talk about that, the bank collapsing. We could have. And then don't talk anything politics usually, which we kind of about that. Time management Thursday, a time management hack used in life or in business. These always do well. Freedom Friday, financial freedom tip, and then sales Saturday. 3 things to not do in sales, something like that. So that's what we're going to do to give value. Because someone I care about, because I do care about other people's opinions and I listen all the time, told me you don't give enough value in your content. But when I did it with June, I got embarked with leads and I had no courses. But now that I have the best brand influencer course out, or one of the best intentions course out coming out this Thursday, I can do value content to sell it, you know?
Yeah. All right, man. I think it's time we wrap this puppy up because I got to go take care of myself.
All right. Yeah, I got to go get a protein shaky and finish my brand influencer course coming out with that.
All right, man. Be great. Great show. Let's do this again soon.
Let's do well. Next time we'll do it from Colombia, and hopefully I'll be nice and safe. Right?
Yeah.
Unless we do it before Tuesday. Are we doing it before Tuesday?
Wait, you're leaving this Tuesday?
Dude, I'm out of here, man. Look, someone lies to me, I'm out. I don't take that at all, man. I respect it, dude. When I was young, I used to lie and stuff. 100% shuck and jive, and I get why people do it because you think you can get away with it. But at the end of the day, you're only lying to yourself. You only know yourself, man. You got to live with that. And by the way,
Right.
I've been very particular on who I pick up on my journey with me, and whoever it is going to be extremely lucky, you know. And you know, it just sucks for those people because sometimes they don't see it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, man. Seems like we'll figure this out together.
Yeah, I'll stop. Let me stop live streaming so I can talk a little off.